Last week I said that the third act needs to start in WandaVision. So now with WandaVision episode 7, did anything change? WandaVision episode 7. Here it is. Every single week I like to give you these episodic breakdowns, my thoughts on them, and potentially what could happen moving forward. Now, I'm actually going to not get into predictions in this video, and there's a reason for it. I'm actually going to save a video coming out a little later this week before episode 8 of WandaVision premieres on some theories that I have about potential characters who could come into the fold in the last 2 episodes of this season of WandaVision. So I'm going to save that for those videos specifically. And in this video, I just want to break down my thoughts on this episode and the things I liked and didn't like. But anyway, let's kind of recap what happened leading up to episode 7. So we know from episode 6 that Wanda had a Halloween special. There was a holiday special, and Vision was trying to break free from the Hex. He couldn't break free from the Hex. Wanda ends up expanding the boundaries of the Hex, and new characters are introduced inside of this world, including Darcy Lewis, played by Kat Dennings, who is incredible, by the way, in this show. Like, I absolutely love her character. And episode 7 picks up right from there, except for we are now in the 2010s era of sitcoms. So shows like The Office and Modern Family are the big influences for this episode. And Wanda, well, she's kind of having a case of the Monday. She's having a bad day after everything that happened the night before. She just really wants to be away from everybody. She wants to be free. She wants to be free from her kids and just be able to basically relax and not really go over that line of completely losing her mind, which she is slowly but also quickly approaching. Also, with this episode, we don't see Pietro like at all until the end in a post-credit scene. Vision is off to get some answers about what is going on. He recruits Darcy, and them together are figuring out what is happening. Why is Wanda creating this world? And who Vision was before all of this. Because remember, Vision doesn't know who he was or why he ended up there. Darcy explains to him what's going on, also explains to him that their love is real, which I thought was very, very nice because it is real. I mean, they have a very real type of connection, Wanda and him, and I think that that's very apparent, and I think that's going to continue playing forward as these last 2 episodes transpire. So I love everything that they're setting up with that relationship and how things can potentially be harmful to both of them because of things that they're not saying to one another, and also the way that things can kind of come together as they have to unite and team up to try to protect what they love and what they have. With all of that being said, I think one of the most interesting things about this episode of WandaVision is that we start to see Wanda lose a little bit of control. She has no idea why certain things are happening. For example, her kids come up to her bedroom. They're talking about how their video game is acting really weird, and it keeps changing from different eras in time, where the one minute they're playing the Xbox, the next minute it's like, you know, the Nintendo 64, to the next minute when it's literally just card games. All these things are happening. Wanda doesn't know what's going on, why these things are happening in the Hex, and I think it's because she's starting to lose her grasp a little bit on the control of this environment, as well as a little bit of control on herself, because she is starting to break down. And I think that that is going to have a huge ramifications as we approach the multiverse, which is really, really fascinating. Agnes spends time with Wanda's kids, and you start to see the unraveling of Agnes. And it's pretty crazy because the reveal happens, which we've already known. Agnes is Agatha Harkness. She's a witch, and she has been playing this game and playing Wanda like a fiddle since the very beginning. And it shows you certain things that she did and how she's been able to take control of this entire situation, including bringing Pietro in, who we still don't know who this character really is. Mephisto's kind of introduced, potentially. I have a couple of predictions for what Mephisto could be. I know a lot of people are referencing the fly that you see in her house, which could very well be Mephisto, because we know from the comics, like, he's first introduced as a fly. But I also think that the thing that's very telling is there's 2 different things. Number 1, Ralph. I have this weird theory and this weird suspicion that Ralph could be Mephisto. However, some people believe that it could be that trope that she uses because, you know, most sitcoms, you always have that housewife where the husband's never home. And I get that, and I respect that, and I feel like that could be a very easy answer, but I think Ralph could technically be Mephisto. Like, that would be pretty interesting to me. Another thing is, what if Pietro is Ralph and she's just using like magic to basically shield Ralph as Pietro to like build that trust with Wanda? I don't know. That's like a weird thing that I just thought about like the other day that I was like, huh, that'd be kind of weird, even though that's literally like not gonna happen. I don't think there's any truth to that at all. But I do think that the interesting thing is potentially Ralph could be Mephisto. Another one is Senior Scratchy, the bunny that she has. That could be tied into Mephisto as well. Maybe that's the only form that he can take at this present time, and he's trying to get into the multiverse for some reason to be able to take on a different form. There's different weird things, there's different weird ideas that they could go with this. But the one thing is that Agatha Harkness is working with Mephisto in some type of way. In what way, we don't know. We haven't discovered it yet, but we know that she's got to be working with him. And maybe she believes that there's a power to being the villain in all of this and being able to manipulate Wanda. The very interesting thing is that one of the things I loved about this episode, and I haven't touched on it yet, but my favorite thing about this episode is Monica Rambeau's transition to Photon. Photon is such a cool character, and Monica Rambeau, man, let me just say this. The actress who plays her, I think it's like Tayana Prince, I think. She is wonderful. I have a huge crush on her right now. Her acting is phenomenal, and I'm so excited to see what Photon can bring to the MCU moving forward. This character is so interesting and so engaging. It's such a beautiful moment of her entering the Hex and really kind of getting that willpower to keep going as she hears voices from her mom and from Captain Marvel as they're basically helping her realize her full potential. And I think that there's going to be some type of showdown between her, Wanda, and Agatha Harkness. What's going to happen? Is Wanda and Photon going to like team up? I don't know, because right now, Wanda probably feels manipulated by everybody, which she kind of is in a way. And I get that. So Monica Rambeau, that was the special and the highlight of this episode. To me, however, I have to say, with everything that was revealed, everything that we got, the things I don't like about this episode is that we've already known this. We knew that Agnes was Agatha Harkness. Yeah, I guess if people were doubting it, this is, you know, clarity for them or an answer. But like, these things have already been kind of leading up towards this type of conclusion. It's sort of weird to me because the thing is I was expecting that the aerospace engineer was going to be someone of magnitude, like a Reed Richards or some type of character like that, but it was just a random nobody that we probably will never see again. So that was very unfortunate. I want to believe that these last two episodes are going to be climactic, that the third act is going to finally come into fruition and things are going to start moving. The pace of this show has been really killing me, and it's been dragging down my enjoyment for this series. I love this series, don't get me wrong. I've loved what we've gotten from WandaVision. I wish things would pick up a little bit faster, and I kind of wish that they would move more towards longer episodes, because to me, if there's only like 45 minutes left of story, that is not good enough, in my opinion. Like, you need to pick it up. Why don't you have these last couple of episodes be longer, maybe 50 minutes or so that way we can actually kind of figure out everything that's going on. I don't want there to be open threads as we go into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because that's not for like 2 years. We don't see that movie for a long time. Those are my only things that I really don't like about this episode of WandaVision, is like, I don't feel like we're picking up the pieces and we're moving forward in a faster pace that allows us to understand everything that's going on. And I feel like the more we go on without having these answers, they're going to hold it for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I think is going to be a huge problem for a lot of people because we have to wait 2 years for it. And I'm excited for the movie. I love Sam Raimi. I can't wait, but I don't know. To me, it's just, you got to actually have third act stuff happen. It has to happen. And if it doesn't, then you're doing a big disservice to the fans. But look forward to my predictions video. I'm gonna have a predictions video out on 5 characters that could potentially show up in the final couple of episodes in WandaVision. Who's that big character Paul Bettany's talking about? Well, I'll be talking about that in length in a future video within the next coming days. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I always greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're brand new, consider subscribing to the channel for more content just like this. I'm looking forward to the next episode of WandaVision, guys. Like, let's get it moving. Let's go, baby. Let's get it. We only have 2 more episodes left. Let's enjoy it. Hopefully we can get some answers and actually have some big twists, because the Agatha Harkness thing is not that big of a twist. Like, we already knew it. Come on. We already knew it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.